Hello and welcome to our Carnival Horizon cruise trip. We cruised from the port of Miami from March 9th to March 15th, 2025. I'm making this video because we enjoyed watching other people's cruises leading up to ours. This video will be a mixture of informative as well as fun clips, I suppose. Also, just to be aware, I filmed it on a GoPro Hero 3 from 2013, so the footage won't be the greatest. Before we start, I should say that we are Canadian and we're flying out of the Toronto airport. If you're doing the same, you might want to consider flying into Fort Lauderdale, like we did, and then taking the bus and train and then trolley to the Miami port. It's a lot cheaper to fly to, and the WestJet airline offers direct flights there, unlike to Miami where there are massive layovers. We arrived a day early and stayed at the YVE Hotel, which was near the port in case our plane was delayed. It wasn't, and the place, well, it wasn't cheap, but it was the cheapest in the area, so it was good enough for us.
Here we are in our Miami hotel room. We're just about to head to the port of call, and we spent the night here last night. We packed up pretty well. My rosacea apparently is in full effect, so that's great.
Oh.
And
you show the nice view.
I am.
Azure, this is obviously just for us then. You can't show anyone else then.
Nope, no, it's going online. Wait, there's our ship right there, I think.
Oh, let me see.
Potentially. It's a ship.
Yeah,
It's one.
A ship.
We're going to be going on one that is a ship.
No, it's on the,
There.
you see in the distance? You
Oh,
can see
yeah.
it's blue and red.
You
That's
can
it.
see that one that's blue and red. No, I don't. Oh, the little one that has like a...
You can just see the top of it.
Yeah, now I see it. Now I can see it. I just wanted to show you guys something else here. This looks great down here. Look at this. Oh, yeah.
The next morning, we left our hotel and walked to the free trolley pickup location that was just a couple minutes away. And it was a neat old trolley that I think was probably from the 1920s or 30s. Here we are starting the embarkation process. It was more or less a smooth process. You schedule your arrive time, then get filtered through security, much like an airport, then follow the lines of people up and around until you get inside. Once in, we went to our assigned floor, which was in this case floor number 4 at the casino. At that point, you had to kind of stand in a group in they called a muster station for a short little demonstration on how to use a life jacket.
All right, we checked out our stateroom, which was closed until 1:30, so we're taking a little pause and
Having a little lunch. And enjoying the view.
we just made it to our room, which is on the very first floor. And everyone loves a good room tour, even though there's pretty much nothing in here. They give you this so you can put your suitcases on it and not dirty up the bed, which is nice. They have some beautiful artwork there. Probably, yeah, worth a few bucks. Literally a few bucks. And we have a TV. We've got lots of stuff here, a couple of towels there. Shall we check the bathroom sitch? Oh, wow. Flashy. Looks great. Let's check it out in there. Oh, I love the color. It looks wonderful. It's not bad. It's an alright size. And let's see what's in the closet. Ready? Let's see what's in the closet. I'm in the closet. No, wait. Actually, that's seen me wrong. Okay. And we have a safe, which is sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Okay, room tour complete.
Wait, you didn't do the bathroom.
I did.
The voice you are about to hear is George, our cruise director.
Green and white sign with a symbol showing a family group. If you're in a location away from your stateroom,
The Carnival Horizon has a ton of shopping options. I mean, everything is super expensive, so I wouldn't necessarily go there in hopes of finding a deal. But if that's your thing, I'm sure one of the eager salesmen will hook you up. This room is called the Liquid Lounge and is where the nightly shows are held. It has 2 floors and there's a bar on the lower level. Here are a few clips from the shows so you can get a good idea of what you're in for. fifth level has a nice outdoor section that we found ourselves using to read or play bananagrams throughout our trip. So I would highly recommend checking that out. If the upper deck, which is deck 10, gets a little too crazy for you, zip on down there and you can relax. Okay, we've made our way to deck 10 as it is almost time for the sail away party.
From the top to the right foot and left foot. You go right foot. Boys, and here we are very friendly. If you go past somebody you don't know.
The Serenity deck is an adult-only area, which has some nice lounging areas and a hot tub, but you have to get there early if you want to get a place to sit. It is right next to the sports area, complete with water slide, basketball court, mini golf, cornhole, and pool.
Here's Andrew doing the ropes course. Him and all the little 6-year-olds. And then we just did the sky ride. It's like a bicycle above. Oh, Andrew's dusting past the little kids.
There was a fun rope course, which I did on our second to last day there, and a pedal car thingy, which I forget the name now, but you'll find out later, which lets you travel around the exterior of the boat. We ate all of our dinners at the Meridian restaurant. The food was excellent. It was well presented and the waiters were friendly and efficient.
Let me taste this with my left hand. It does taste better with your left hand.
Okay, it's time for Ocho Rios, Jamaica.
We just arrived at Dunn's River Falls. It's a bit chaotic to get onto the bus when you first get off the thing, and even though you're going to pay for a taxi and go into a minibus, pay $20 US, and it includes a pickup as well, which we've never heard of online before, so just so you know that. And entrance. It was a cruise day. We've come an hour after everyone else started, and it seems like no one's here.
The admission into the Dunn's River Falls was $25 US per person, but it was definitely worth it. We were considering not doing it and just doing the Margaritaville beach like everyone else. The falls is only like a 5-minute drive from the port and costs $20 US per person, but that includes a pickup. So the lady dropped us off. They said they'd be back in 2 hours, and they were pretty much right on the 2-hour mark, and brought us back for that $20. One other thing I noticed that in the other videos I saw, that you had to pay $10 for a locker. But there were actually two options. You could buy a smaller locker for $8 or a larger one for $10. We opted for the smaller one, and then you also got your deposit back, which was $3. So overall, you just spent $5 to rent this little locker, which seemed reasonable. And also, you definitely need water shoes, in my opinion. We brought some from home knowing that we needed them, but you can buy them there or rent them as well. I think it's $10 or $12 to rent them. It just gives you that little added confidence when you're walking up those rocks, because they are a little slippery in spots. When we first arrived at the falls, there was this huge tour group at the start, all holding hands, and they were ready to go up the falls together. So we decided to go to the lower portion right by the beach, which was a great start. We loved it. It's nice to have a little swim around there. Hardly anyone else was there, and we kind of experienced the smaller part of the falls there, got our confidence up. And then we made our way to the entrance, back to the starting point. And at that point, the tour group was totally gone. And it was almost as if we had the place to ourselves, which is kind of unheard of. Whenever you see other videos, they always say, do not go to Dunn's Falls on a cruise ship day because it's like a madhouse. But somehow we kind of timed it just right. So I would definitely recommend, if you're, not wanting to book an excursion, to just do it yourself. Get on a taxi is really easy, and then do it, and then you don't have to tip anyone that's like trying to show you the ropes and everything and tell you where to stand, because really you can do it all yourself. It's not hard at all. Okay, here we are at the top of the falls. We spent an hour and a half roaming around the waterfalls. We weren't rushing. In fact, we were actually actively looking for kind of the path less traveled route. Most people will tell you to stay away from the falls on the cruise days, as I said, but doing it your way is doing it on your own is a great option. The next day was our Grand Cayman day. And the ship has to anchor a short distance from the island, so you get water taxied to shore. It's a short ride, but often you have to wait for the kind of little taxi boat to fill up before they'll go, so it can take a little while. It took us, I guess, about a half an hour waiting and then finally getting across. Once we got there, it was the same kind of thing where there was a lot of people at the port trying to get you to do excursions or offer you taxis to the 7 Mile beach. And we actually said, we had already researched it. We knew there was a public bus there. And there was one lady that said, there's no other way, you have to take a taxi. But we just said, we'll do it our own way. And like 2 seconds down the road, there's a public bus waiting for you. And it's only $2.50, and it takes you directly there. It's a great option. The beach was definitely nice. It was busy where we were let off. If you want, you can walk further down the beach so you can have a little more privacy, but we were happy just floating around with everyone else. Our fourth day was Cozumel, Mexico. We were able to get off the ship at 11. We left the boat around noon, assuming we wouldn't be out too long. It's about a 5-minute walk from the ship to the shopping area. And then, you kind of can shop around for knickknacks and souvenirs. And if that's your thing, that's great. We don't really do that. So we just kind of went to the more, I guess, authentic spot, which is still all touristy stuff. But it was fun to see and something different. What's interesting is you can buy a lot of medications over the counter here that you would need a prescription for or are just flat out illegal in Canada, such as
Anabolic steroids, testosterone. That's hilarious.
Crazy.
It's a busy tourist spot and the vendors are definitely assertive. I wouldn't say aggressive, but close to it. There are some nice spots for photos, but we had both been there before, so after a couple hours, we just went back to the ship for a late lunch. That night was an 80s themed night, and it was a ton of fun. There was something about being on the deck in the warm air and the open sky at night. It just kind of created a really cool energy. was a lot of fun. There were a ton of awesome events that I didn't mention. Lots of, things throughout the day. We did towel folding. There was yoga. There was stretching. There were, so many things. I can't even. You'll have to do it to fully experience it. And once you get on there, you can download an app to your phone, and you can heart all the things you want to do. Most likely you won't get to them because time seems to just melt away when you're on there. But anyway, it's a great trip, a lot of fun. We had a great time. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, this is mostly just for us. So if you're watching it and you're getting something out of it, great. Please give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. But that's it. So enjoy your trip. Hope you have a great time.
That's the end of our cruise. Hope you guys enjoyed the little video and learned something from it. Appreciate it, and see ya. Buona see ya.
Once it has been completed. Thank you for your understanding.